Hey guys, Jonah here. We're back for another beer review. We are doing another Northern Monk, and this one is actually solely from the Monk. I believe, like I've said before, I'm almost certain that my new beers, the TFL Transport for London beers, are on the way, and some people have got theirs already. But I'm still on the Monk beers. Um, I only usually do one a day of the reviews anyway. Sometimes I have extra ones. This is Uprising, and you can see in the background that there's like flags coming over the hill over in Leeds, and this is a Northern Monk. Weirdly, this is very, very similar to another beer that we've had, citrusy, piney, and hoppy. The hops in here are Chinook, Centennial, and Simcoe. Sound familiar? It's almost like they're doing a batch of beers and just putting different hops in. Don't know, dear viewer. Here we go. Uprising, where it all started. Bright, bitter, modern IPA. He told you about that. Oh, it says Strata here. That's very interesting. Chinook and Strata. Weirdly, maybe Beer 52's got it wrong, because I'm looking over there at my computer screen and it definitely says Chinook, and on here it says Strata hops. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, because this one is a proper Monk, it's got one of the people that work there, Kelly Hall. So well done, Kelly. Thank you for your service and all that kind of jazz. So interesting. We've caught Beer 52 out again for their quality control. It's just, and they have sent me this can. So they had the cans. Could they not read? Or they just couldn't be bothered. Anyway, never mind. Strata, Chinook, not too bothered. Centennial and Simcoe, they've been in another beer we've had recently. So interesting stuff. But yeah, quite. Oh, another interesting thing, nothing to do with beer. I got my new NATO watch strap in the James Bond colours, and I put it on my one of my dad's old watches that are now mine. Limit. It's a sort of RAF kind of style watch. But yeah, interesting. Right, let's get this bad boy. Oh, yeah, man, definitely smell the Centennial, and I love Centennial. I'm glad they didn't change that one out. Put it that way. Right, glass can glass. I am the Weaver. I'll tell you what's interesting, when you have beers from the same brewery in this kind of box thing, they do tend to be a lot of similar ones. Right, look at that. That's weird. Nice orange, traditional kind of colour. That says to me that that's got quite a nice amount of crystal hops in there. Crystal hops? Crystal malts. Don't know what it is. Usually crystal 60 is used, but it doesn't actually say. But I do know it's got some dextrin malt, so it might be a tad sweet, as well as some Munich. And Munich gives that kind of wheaty kind of thing. It doesn't have wheat in, I don't think. Well, I'm reading it from Beer 52. I shouldn't do that because they've got it wrong, haven't they? Oh, and it's 6%, I think, or 6.5. No, 6% on the ABV. Just barley. It says malted barley. Yep. So that Munich malt, assuming that's correct, which we should never do because I don't know what's going on with the quality control. When a company gets things wrong once, and I'm not having a go, I'm telling you, Beer 52, because I really want you to improve. I've been a long time subscriber, like 3 years. It's been a long time. Maybe even longer than that. My God, what year is it? I don't know. But yeah, I really want you to do well. And I think you're trying to save time at the result of quality. And that, in my book, is a cardinal sin. You want to keep your quality high and then maybe change your processes a bit. Continuous improvement to improve your capacity, your speed, that kind of thing. That's all good, but not, yeah, not at the expense of quality. That's not the right word. You know what I mean, dear viewer. Anyway, lovely, lovely looking beer. That really does look like a classic IPA. And I think, if I remember, this Uprising beer they've released before. This is one of their own beers. I can smell so many things going on. I can smell the sweetness. I can smell a bit of that kind of biscuity thing from the malts, from the Munich malt, I reckon. Um, but I can also smell like an orange kind of marmalade. It's like orange. It's going to be one of those ones, like an orange marmalade on toast or on a nice biscuit, nice crumpet, perhaps. And everyone likes a nice crumpet. Cheers and beers. Let's dive in. Oh, okay. Mmm, smelt a little bit better than it tastes, unfortunately. Um, Little bit of sweetness up front. The orange was there, but then, pardon me, it sort of the orange versus a sort of greenery kind of, and I'm imagining that's the strata, and perhaps the centennial, kind of fighting each other. Um, and it gave me a little bit of astringency to this beer, which is a real, real shame. Everything else is here, but yeah, the taste is fighting itself. The maltiness is there too, which is cool. Hmm. Maybe if they'd used Amarillo instead of Simcoe, maybe things would have been better. I don't know. Hmm. Slightly less fighting that time, which is a good thing. But there is something a little bit disjointed going on within this beer. It's not harmonizing. They kind of, the flavors are fighting each other, which is it's a real, real shame. It's not a bad beer, don't get me wrong. It's pretty good, but yeah, it could have been like an orchestra instead of like a garage band. Do you know what I mean? Like a punk. Some people like punk. Um, and I don't mean Brewdog punk, although that's quite a nice beer. I don't actually like Brewdog as a company. I don't like bullies, and that's what they do. Um, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's like Mozart versus the Sex Pistols. Some people like the Sex Pistols, um, but it's not as harmonious, not as nice on the ear. The weird thing is, there is definitely a virtuoso within the punk band because, and I know what it is as well because it's my love. It's Centennial. I blooming love it. Right, the three amigos, the three stripes on the side of my glass. If you've seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, this is reminiscent of the Shemalinga, the magic stone from the Indian village with the three lines. They took Shemalinga and darkness fell from the sky. It's not like that new shit Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones and the shit. Right, let's have a look at Foam Watch. As usual, we have cave painting kind of style. Oh, what's that? Like some alien weird thing with a weird head. It's that head thing, Indiana Jones and the head thing, the cone head. You see that guy in the foam there? Yeah, there he is. What is Jonna talking about? I don't know, JVR. I don't know. I'll tell you what's happening is because people aren't subscribing to the channel. So why don't you click subscribe? There we go. That is Uprising from Northern Monk. It's their IPA at 6%. Not a bad beer. But alas, I've had far better beers. In fact, far better beers from Northern Monk in the box. Hey, you can't win them all. Maybe it's just my taste. The only way you can, you can taste it for yourself and see if you agree with me. Anyway, this has been your loving, beer drinking Unclejona. I'll be back with another beer review real soon.